Hey, Corey, if you don't mind, let's go transfer portal a bit before we turn the page to 2026. You reported yesterday, right there on Gators Online, the number one linebacker in the portal right now, Andrew Simpson from Boise State, has been in communication with Florida. And also some news, Miami safety Zaquan Patterson, he scheduled his official visit to Florida for Wednesday. Florida lost safety Gregory Smith to the portal last week, so we could, you can see a need in that regard at the safety spot. But the need at linebacker is a little less, but Simpson would bring some experience from 3 seasons with the Broncos.
Yeah, Simpson's interesting. I think, like you said, Dave, you look at the linebacker room. I mean, to me, it's stacked. I mean, there's a lot of youth, obviously a lot of talent in that room. When you kind of look, Pup Howard, he's kind of the face of that room. Aaron Childs, I mean, then obviously you have Miles Graham. I mean, the list goes on and on. And Ty Jackson obviously made a big statement in the Orange and Blue game as a true freshman after missing all of his senior year, which makes it even that much more impressive. So you kind of look at the room and you're wondering why. But kind of when you look at Simpson, I think he's one of those guys. He got All-American honors a season ago. Before last season, I should say. And, a guy that I think when you look at him overall, his productivity, his experience, I think he's one of those guys, if he shows any interest, you kind of take a look at him. He only makes your linebacker room better. As of right now, it's nothing too serious. He did, yeah. I mean, over right now, I think over 25 to 30 schools have reached out, and he was at North Carolina today. We'll see if it leads into a visit. I've been told nothing's been scheduled to this point. But Florida's definitely kind of kicking tires, kind of seeing what his schedule is. I know USC, he's a California kid, so you got to look at USC as well. He went to St. Bosco, a powerhouse program on the West Coast, about 30 minutes away from the Trojans campus, so that's something to look into. North Carolina, like I said, got on campus today, but we'll see. Nothing too much. I think it's just the beginning stages, but we'll see if it kind of leads into a visit. And like you said, Patterson, I think that's more the realistic target. Like you said, with Gregory Smith going to the portal, Florida could use another safety. I thought even before Gregory ran into the portal, I think they probably could have. We always thought maybe linebacker or edge or some of these positions, interior defensive line, there's a few positions we could see Florida adding some depth to. And now with Gregory Smith gone, I think it just makes that much more sense. Florida wasn't too involved with him out of high school. He's a kid out of South Florida, though, Shamadan Prep out down in Hollywood. So we'll see where it goes. Like you said, tomorrow, like you said, Dave, the official visit starts. And I think right now in the transfer portal is different than obviously high school. High school, you see kids schedule 5 to 7 OVs. But when it comes to the portal, kids move quick. And if you get an OV schedule from a top portal kid, that's a bigger development than when a kid schedules one at the high school level. So it'll definitely be something to monitor.
Yeah, because these guys know the game right now. So in transfer portal talk, it's like there is interest if they're taking visits, and I don't think it's just look, because we know we're not going to put our head in the sand. We know there's some communication been going on if you get this far with it. So certainly the interest is real on both sides with this official visit coming up.
Yeah, and I think, too, when you look at Florida, you'll even track – I mean, I know you do the same thing. You track their follows on social media, see some of these coaches are following. And I reached out to quite a few kids that have got followed by Florida staff in recent weeks. And some of them have said, I haven't heard from Florida. I know they follow me, but I haven't spoken with them. So Florida's pretty selective with who they actually reach out to as well. They might follow just to kind of track their recruitment and see what pops up. But when Florida makes contact, they usually ask for the transcripts, and that's the first big step. And the fact that obviously Florida got an OV scheduled that quick with Patterson, that's notable. And like you said, Dave, there's not much messing around the portal. Maybe if you're a really coveted kid that has, like you said, like a Simpson, a kid that has all these schools, you can kind of take your time and be more selective. But when a kid sets an OV pretty quick, to me, the vibe I get is, hey, they're not messing around. The recruiting pitches, they just want to get to business, see how I can fit. They've been through recruiting before. Let's go build relationships to see how I can fit in your program. So I think that says a lot.